Um, Lisa, to meet you.
Hello,
I
everyone. Welcome
disagree.
back to Hellish Brain Activity. I'm not gonna bother trying to remember what episode this is. It's one of them. Um,
It's one of them.
yeah, today we're doing Lisa again. I think this is our
I
third
think
time
it's
around.
episode 11. Yeah, third, Lisa.
Third Lisa. This is a shorter segment than last time, but Aaron did tell us that the last segment was probably the biggest singular segment we were gonna be doing, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, I thought I was like we'll get into it later. I was shocked like midway through doing this segment because I was like, wait, does this mean we're like in the end game now? Like what the fuck? But no, I don't think we are. I think this is like I don't know. If I had to guess percentage wise, we're like 70% through, probably 60. I don't know.
60 is about correct, I would say. There's 2 more segments after this.
Okay,
You
okay.
can think.
Oh
It
shit,
didn't
wait.
really seem like 60% when I went through. It feels a lot more like 45 or something. Definitely feels like there's like 4 or 5 areas.
You did
And
WcMonalds, right?
yes, I did Wally's, not
Yeah,
McDonald's.
Wally's.
No, I'm gonna keep calling it WcMonalds.
So
I
McDonald's.
see.
So, I believe that's what it's called.
No, WcMonalds. It's an RT game thing. You wouldn't get it.
Also, no, it is
Fuck
Win.
you.
What
It
was
is
that,
Win
Aaron?
Models. Sorry.
I said fuck you.
Why?
And fuck RT game.
What? What's wrong with you? Don't say that. He's a cool dude.
It is Win Models. Sorry.
He makes good content.
I'm WcMolding.
Wow, real. All right. I would ask you, Aaron, to give us a short summary of this segment, but every time I've
I
asked
didn't
you to
think
do
about
that,
Yeah.
you just like it wasn't exactly summarizing. You just kind of give a play-by-play of like everything that happened, and so it was like we were just kind of repeating ourselves later in the episode.
Mhm.
Um, so I guess the summary for this would be like we last time we picked up TNT and there were caves that were stopping us from getting in because they had rocks. This time we blow up the rocks and then we go to some islands and yeah,
Mhm.
that's the gist of it.
I forgot what we were talking about for a second and assumed that this was Minecraft.
Right. Cause, cause,
Right.
Why?
cause we've done Minecraft on the podcast before, right? You know what? That would
We
actually be.
have.
We could totally talk about Minecraft for a podcast episode. We could totally do that. That would be so easy for me personally. I don't know about you guys. I don't know when the
I
last
feel
time
like
you
it'd be
played
like
is.
Not be easy for me, I'm afraid.
I feel like it'd be like terrible content because like the people aren't watching it, so they don't know what's actually going on.
Well, no, we wouldn't do a podcast of us playing Minecraft. We would just talk about Minecraft.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good content. People love Minecraft. But also,
Right.
I'm not particularly worried about what makes for good content.
The um sorry.
What?
The only thing people like more than talking about Minecraft is complaining about Minecraft.
That's not true. I hate complaining about Minecraft.
Oh, I hate complaining about Minecraft.
What is this voice you're doing?
The complaining
The
voice.
angry Wojak.
Angry Wojak? Wow, that's cringe. Have you considered not?
No. Maybe I
Okay.
should consider.
By the way, I have food coming, so like in like 20 minutes or so, I'm gonna need to step away to go get that. Never mind, about 3 minutes.
Okay.
What food?
Hot Cheeto carne asada fries.
I'm taking it.
What? How?
He's taking
Yeah.
it.
Wow. I didn't know you could do that. You're telling me you've been here this whole time and you haven't visited me? You haven't said hello?
My bad. I forgot.
You forgot? There's nothing else to do in Vegas except see me. Don't look this up. Don't fact check that statement. Don't even think about it, actually. I didn't say anything. Anyway.
That's pretty crazy.
You said what?
That's pretty crazy.
What is?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't do this anymore.
Right. Anyway, yeah, probably should get to the thing. So I was just gonna offer my thoughts on this segment as a whole. This is a really fun segment. I liked all the fights that were in it. I liked the story bits that we got. I am once again at a point where like I feel like there are more questions than answers that I received. Same as last time we talked about Lisa, but I think it's like a very small amount of the difference is small. It's like
Mhm.
maybe I have one more question than I do answers now, you know. But yeah, it was a fun segment. I picked up some cool guys. Really only using one of them though. Fucking Ajit is kind of a crazy party member. I don't remember where you pick him up, but yeah,
You pick it up in
Desert.
the desert area.
See, it's not
He-
just me.
I can't. I
This
hate.
is a Jeep, by the way.
Robert posted an image of Markiplier pointing because Ajit's moves are all pokes. Yeah, he's a really interesting. He's like a tank who just spreads status effects for literally for free. Oh shit!
And
My food
also
is here.
got some pretty solid damage output. It's just his damage output tends to be SP expensive.
Mhm.
So he's fairly resource heavy if you want to use him to his full potential. But that's not really difficult to pull off, especially considering what was it? It was Coca-Cola is that's 13 mags, I think. And that's capable of fully restoring his SP.
You can also just get it from shadowy figures. Like they just drop it sometimes.
That's Diet Coca-Cola as far as I know.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Forgot.
But that is sufficient in, well, at least until the end of this segment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Did any of you get the Tiger Master?
Yeah.
Spider-Man? Yeah, I think we all got him.
Sadly, kind of mid, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, he does come by with some pretty solid damage output, but otherwise, it's like by this point you have enough useful party members like Percy, John, and
Who is
Ajit
Percy?
to the point where there isn't really any necessary reason to use to use him unless you need a backup.
Percy is the spider guy.
Yeah.
But also, what else did I miss? I was gone.
What?
Not a lot. Percy's the guy that he's taking a shit and the spider comes up and you just crush
And
the
he
spider.
freaks out, and then you walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you crush the spider, and he's like, "Wow."
Oh.
He's like obsessed with you, and then he insists on joining your party. Pretty cool
Oh.
He's
guy.
called a pushover. He's been the least pushovery party member that I've actually
I
seen
looked
in
at
this
his
game.
skills, and they seemed mid. What do they do?
So I believe the two ones that you get are Fireball and Tackle, and it was like a body tackle. I think the Fireball is the one that's good. Full
Why
body
can
tackle.
that
The
guy
body
do
tackle is
fireball?
pretty mid. It's not
Fiery
quite the
shit.
same as Fireball. Considering the animation he uses, his Fireball guarantees a burn. It's actually very strong.
Oh, this is just like Mad Dog.
Yeah, he just spits from a lighter.
Okay. Okay, wait. Let me rewind a
Doesn't
bit. What's your?
doesn't he also have like a good killing skill?
You said a good healing skill?
Yeah, doesn't Percy have
Yeah, he
healing
gets
skill?
he gets a very good healing skill later on. But I just used him for the fact that he has a very strong burn attack in general.
Okay.
And
Well,
then it just so turns out he ended up being my generalist in the end.
I wanted to backtrack a bit. What is everyone's current like gang?
My current gang is Brad, Percy, John, and
John.
Ajit.
John.
Whoever the hell the magician guy is, I can't remember his
Jack.
name.
Jack.
For fuck's sake.
Right.
I got Geese, Fly, and Dick.
Oh, Fly Minetti. What does he do?
He like spits. He like vomits on people, and he also crashes into them with his cart. It goes kind of hard.
Wow, this is just like Birdie, but worse.
Cool.
No, like there are like different status effects. Like it's not just the whale.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm using Brad, Olin, Birdie, and Ajit right now. I am considering changing it up now that you guys have talked about the other guys a bit, but I don't know. I feel like my synergy is just good. I like how the flow of battle plays out for me right now.
Yeah, if the team works, it works.
Yeah.
I think the main issue for me is that some characters just don't have desirable enough damage output. Like
Mhm.
Tiger,
Dude, yeah.
I
Fuck
keep
Tiger
forgetting the
Man.
name of Tiger Man. I think is whatever he's officially called in game.
I don't know what he's called in game.
Um,
I've just called him Tiger Man the whole time.
Yeah, his official in-game name is Tiger Man.
Yeah, see,
Let's go.
Tiger Man is. He actually has some. He does have some pretty decent damage when you get him, but he has like no other form of utility, which is my main issue.
Yeah, I
He
got.
does nothing except pretty decent damage, and it makes him pretty difficult to integrate into a team compared to even someone like the other extremely underleveled picks that you can get by this point.
Yeah, I stopped using him as soon as we started this next chunk, because like I used him when I got him in the second chunk because of his damage output, but over time it was like I was just dealing with joy withdrawal way too much, and having two party members who had to suffer from it made my damage output like so fucking bad.
Absolutely.
Wait, you suffer
And-
some joy withdrawal as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Unviable character. I'm sorry.
Unviable. Yeah.
yeah, and then
Literally unviable.
he has no HP, and his special moves cost way too much SP, and I'd already gotten rid of Tutorial Man, so I didn't really have a way to heal SP without using items. So I was just like, this guy takes too much fucking work to maintain. I'm over it.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why I think Birdie is like such a good fucking teammate, because you have Oiled Up, which is just a really good status effect, because of
Mhm.
or just a good move because it adds oil, which makes them take more fire damage, and it blinds
Or
them.
just stuff in oil.
Right. And it blinds them, which is super nice. Really good synergy with an entire team because if they're blinded, they miss. And with Brad, because then your fireball does like 2,000 instead of whatever it would do normally. And then
At
he
this
like
point, it would be like 400 or so.
he heals like he can heal like 500 on the whole party using TP, which is a regeneratable like resource compared to SP. Like I really like Birdie, and his damage output is nothing to like laugh at either. Like
Mhm.
with Drunken Tumble, I'm like consistently doing over 500.
Solid. I actually haven't picked that guy up yet.
I think he's
Is
in
he
the
one of like the
bar.
guys that you have to buy for like a ton of mags?
No,
It's not a
you
ton.
just have to give him whiskey.
Hmm.
You can buy whiskey for like
Yeah.
20
There's
bags.
two characters that I haven't recruited yet, and there's one that is giving like I think it's something like 100 mags worth of whiskey, and then there's this other character that requires 500 mags to buy, and I'm like, no.
I don't recall encountering that guy. Who's that?
It's in the
Kunjorn.
desert region. Near
Longer
the
than really-
bar, there is basically somebody considered the most handsome man.
Oh, right. That guy. I think I did recruit. Oh, no. I remember now. I put him down in my notes because he was funny. I like the response you give to decline is "You're too beautiful for me," and he's just like, "I understand." It's really good line.
You want to know the really funny thing? I have gotten that guy in a previous playthrough. He suffers from joy withdrawal.
No.
Wow.
Dude.
Unviable.
It's hilarious. Well, because like he's actually like pretty good otherwise. Like of all the joy withdrawal people, he's probably the strongest.
What does he do?
He has like combos like Brad.
Right. And
He just does like pretty good damage. I want to say he has like some cool status effects, but I don't quite remember because it's been a while.
oh, Robert has kindly posted a screenshot from the wiki page. We got Thigh Cracker, which is his most basic attack. Do none
A
of these?
neck plugging leg scissor, a bittersweet situation for the enemy.
He has a flaming dropkick, which causes burning. There's a lot of things that cause burning, apparently. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a very surprisingly very common status effect.
I feel like that's
One
kind of
that
crazy because
haven't
I feel like it's a
found to be
really good
particularly
status
common would be
effect.
Poison.
It feels like such a good status effect for it to be this common.
Yeah, it is a very good status effect like, in general, just because Burn is often making up like close to 40 to 50% of your damage output in some fights.
Yeah, in total, yeah, for sure. I think it does like 5% per turn. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, no, burning is why I like Ajit so much, because before I realized how good wariness was as a status, I would just cause burn with Ajit like all the time, and then just like have the rest of my guys go ham,
Yeah.
because all the people,
Yeah, I think it's better to use the other pokes on Ajit. Again, the other three are just particularly good. I think weird is. I don't actually know what weird does, but it seems to be able to reduce damage output.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's minus 20% on their attack and minus 30% defense. The reason that I tend towards wariness is that that's minus 70% defense.
Cute.
Yeah, so I just do that, and then Brad will do like 2.5k on his turn, because I'll do what's Fireball 4's command again?
That's
I don't know. It's 4 inputs is my point.
WDAS, I think.
Yeah,
I thought it was
WDAS.
ASCP.
It might be. I don't know. It's 4 inputs though, which was my point. And that's really good, because you tack on so many hits, and then you do like 2,000, because the enemy is also oiled up. Shout out to Birdie.
Yeah.
Funny thing is that Brad just gets to do that sort of damage naturally anyway. I always thought you were talking about Fireball 2 for a second, but Fireball 4 is more like 800 naturally.
I don't know if it's fair to say that that's the same as 2.5k.
Yeah, it isn't. But it's a lot closer than I thought it was.
Yeah, that's fair. What did you guys do first in this segment?
Initially, I went to the desert region. That was the first thing I sort of ended up exploring. Then I made a mistake by giving the guys the TNT, and this does a particular thing to the dojo area, and basically locks you out of certain characters. It also locks you out of returning to, what was it? One of the island map that you got from the dojo area.
Wait, for real?
Yes, if you haven't purchased the dojo, if you haven't purchased that map from the sales guy, you cannot actually get you cannot actually get to
Dismal Island.
Dismal Island. And Dismal Island is really, really important for your party, because you have two enemies there that you really high experience.
Mhm.
You were
It's
kind of
like
cutting out on my
13K
end.
in total. Am I speaking too loud? I think that might actually be the case.
Maybe, I don't know. But I'm thinking what you said was that Dismal Island is important because it has enemies that give high experience. Is that right?
Yes, basically the thing I wanted to get across is something like 13 grand experience in total.
Yeah, I leveled up a lot there. Yeah,
I got
that's
something like 3 levels or so. It really helped with the WcMonalds boss,
mm-hmm. What about you, Rob? What did you
because
do
otherwise
first?
I was getting looped by those, and I just went with like a party change and some level ups, and then it was like the easiest fight ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I just blew up the rocks, and then I went to. Wait, what were the areas unlocked by the rocks?
I don't remember exactly. There's the desert area. There's WcMonalds.
There's the
Oh yeah, I went to the
neighborhood.
desert area first.
Nice.
There's also the boat guy, which you unlock by
Right.
getting the desert unlocked.
I thought the boat guy was always there.
Oh, never mind. I just misinterpreted what the rocks actually meant on the. I forget you can just. I forget you can just sidestep the rocks.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I did the desert area first. Where do you get the artist guy?
He's in the cave to the desert area.
Then yeah, that is what I did first. I like the artist guy's design. He kind of reminds me of like a Deltarune character. But yeah, I like his design. He was one of those teammates that I just kind of dismissed immediately though, because I was like, you're level 10. I'm sitting in the 20s now. Like,
Yeah.
I am not grinding. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And his abilities didn't look all that great either, so I was like, I don't care to try and grind him.
Of course, he's level 10. Well, level 10 characters, good abilities.
Olin and
Fair.
Birdie, they both had good abilities when I picked them up. That's why I started using them. I remember that like I think in that cave there's this guy who was just like staring at a wall, and then you have to fight him, or you don't have to. I chose to fight him. He had a cool theme, but he was a really easy fight if I remember right. Like he just fucking
Oh, that
died.
dude, yeah.
You know, actually that reminds me, Aaron. Last time
Yeah?
you were talking about how in this chunk we would meet the character of all time, and
Yeah.
the entire time I was playing, I couldn't figure out which of the characters we meet you meant.
Yeah, it's Wally.
Oh, okay. Alright. Yeah, no, Wally was one of my top candidates. I was thinking it was between Wally, Fly Manetti, and, or no, not Fly, Wally, Jonathan, the glasses guy before Jonathan, and, God, who, I'm blanking on who the last guy I thought it was. Oh yeah, the guy who on Garbage Island who you fight and immediately kill himself.
Tom Fredside Miller.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, those are all good candidates.
Yeah, Wally's weird. That whole segment
Yeah.
was trippy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, the first time I ever played this game, like, I got to that part, like, I was playing at, like, I think 2 or 3 a.m., and I just, like, it just was, like, so weird, like, it kind of just broke me. I was just, like, just completely miserable. And I, like, stopped playing and I went to sleep, and then I woke up, and I was like, I need to finish this game, but also this game is making me incredibly sad.
Right.
Wow. Why
It was-
did it? What was it about Wally that like made you feel that way?
Like, it's just the... I don't know, just the fact that he just, like, exists in, like, in this world, I guess.
Hmm.
Like, and just... just the game just kept getting more fucked up, I guess.
That's fair.
Like, just the weight of everything, and I guess, like, when I was fighting him, like, I was, like, realizing, yeah, this is, like, extremely fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it now, and I think that I think for me some of the impact of it might have been lost just because of like, I don't. How long were you playing before you got up until that point? Like in that one sitting?
Yeah, it was, like, a lot of time. I played most of the game in a weekend.
Right. Yeah.
That
I
makes
think like
sense.
the spread outness of it is like the impact of that was a little lost on me because for me when I encountered him I was just like when I played that segment my first thing was like how the fuck is that bag falling like that? Because like the first thing we see is this guy and his son, and the son is like, "Father, I'm scared," and the guy's like, "Just bow your head and speak your heart. Wally will know what to do," or whatever. And then he
Mhm.
asks for a triple cheeseburger meal with a 6-piece nugget for his dad. And then you get this like 15-20 seconds of a bag slowly descending from the heavens into the hands of this kid, and I'm just like, how the fuck is that happening? Um, so I thought we were about to legit meet like, I thought this game was about to casually have like an actual deity that just isn't important to the story or something, and then it's just this fucking.
I think he kind of is that, to be fair.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say I don't know what the fuck Wally is. He's like, he looks like a gumball machine or something, but made of flesh somehow. I don't know. So
Yeah.
like,
A lot of the fan interpretations, like, depict him as a separate type of thing from Joy Mutants, which I
oh,
think is really cool.
that makes sense. Yeah, because I mean, he's. Well, I don't know if that makes sense. I think it just works well because you have
Because he
two.
talks unlike them, first of all.
Yeah, there's that. But I was gonna say it's like when you're playing a game and you only have one established like standout weird thing, and you meet this other guy where you're like, what the fuck? You kind of just would naturally assume, or at least naturally headcanon to make it fit with the story that he's a different type of that established weird thing.
Yeah, to be fair, we do like have like several types of weird things, like the fish guys from last time.
Right.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. I guess I kind of forgot about them. Like, established weird thing isn't the best phrasing. It's more like, to me, the joy mutants are the weird thing that we're like meant to pay attention to.
Uh-huh.
And like the fish guys to me just are like they're just fish guys. Like I don't know, on like a meta storytelling level, I don't feel like we're supposed to ponder on the fish guys all too much.
Mm-hmm.
But with like the joy mutants, it does feel like, that is relevant, important information.
Yeah.
But yeah, that guy
Honestly,
was
like,
weird.
yeah, one of my favorite parts of the area was like when you go up and like, just the whole little nuggy thing, like because
Oh,
he's like,
fucking yeah! What the hell was
yeah,
that?
little nuggy is the only character that like makes this sound like dit, 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 when he's walking around,
Uh-huh.
and like even before you even see him, like you hear that like the footsteps, the dit, 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 and then you see him, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like I heard that when I heard it while I was climbing, I thought it was coming from the deer. Because it just so like the animation and the sounds just happened to like line up that way.
Mhm.
But then, I kill the last one, I climb up and I hear it again and I see this weird ghost dude. I don't fucking know what Lil Nuggy is supposed to be. Um, yeah, I put him down as just I encountered a strange green ghost man. Uh, yeah.
Wow.
Which does remind me, the aesthetic of that entire area is really good.
Yeah, it's so fucking cool.
It's like, I don't know, it has a lot of layers to it for me. It's like, because to describe it for listeners, it's like this green area, and there's a bunch of um yellow W signs everywhere on your way to like the mountain that you have to
Mhm.
climb.
There's
And
also these beams of light coming down from the heavens.
yeah, that's the main thing I was gonna get to. There are these beams of light coming down from the heavens, and there's a bunch of guys who are all just like on the ground, kneeling, praising the beams of light. It's really good aesthetically, and it's like I don't know. Part of it is like very funny because it's like the fact that a place like this exists in the Lisa world is like
Mhm.
there's a level of irony there that I appreciate. And then it
Yeah,
also feels like somewhat funny, like commentary. I don't know. It probably was intended as it. I can't really tell, because it's hard to tell how seriously the creator of this game takes certain things. Um,
hmm
but like the fact that it's this heavenly aesthetic with these people quite literally worshiping Wally as a god, and it's just like this corporate imagery all throughout the area as well with the constant fucking yellow W signs.
yeah,
And then the music is also really good too, because it's this extremely heavenly ambiance in a game where so far everything has been like very goofy in terms of the sound design.
yeah. It's
Like
so fucking cool.
like the music is just wacky, and the area noises are like this guy playing a trumpet. And yeah, no, the stark contrast of that area compared to the rest of the game makes me enjoy it a lot.
hmm
And then
Do you ever think about why the deer are attacking you?
I didn't think about that. No. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's because they were eating the meat, but like,
Cause what?
Yeah.
they were eating the meat.
Oh, oh, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah,
Deer don't normally do that. Yeah, and then you encounter Little Nuggy, and he just fucking dies. Nothing happens with him. But
yeah. He's not immune to very many status effects.
yeah, and then you meet Wally, and he's just freaking out. Like first of all, the building in there is fucking creepy as hell. It's fucked up what's going on in that building. It's just like covered from top to bottom in fucking meat.
hmm
And I don't know what's happening. I guess to me, when I encounter an area like that in a game like this, I'm just going to assume that it's not animal meat, you know? Especially when there's like
I
a
I
lunatic.
kind of assumed that it was like him.
What?
Really?
I don't
That's
know.
very interesting. Why?
Uh, because he's the only one there, and nobody's allowed to go up. I don't know. I mean,
That's a really good point.
It could be just like cannibalizing the followers, but I was
To
also
me, it
thinking
feels
of
like it's the meat of those like human amalgams.
Mm-hmm.
You
Wow.
know, the ones that are like. It seems like they once were human, but now they're just a mishmash of bone and flesh.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the joy mutants. Yeah, that's what Fiora. That's actually what I was thinking too, because like there are enough of them and they're big enough that it seems like maybe the easiest large source of meat.
Mhm.
So that's what I meant when I said like I was inclined to believe that it wasn't the deer. Maybe it was because they were roaming the mountain, but I don't know.
Well, I thought it was just like regular human meat. It was like getting rid of just average guys.
Yeah.
Because you. Okay, never mind. Mentioning that would be spoilers. Sorry.
Okay.
Mhm.
But yeah, so you go up, you meet him, and Wally's just freaking out. I forget, I didn't like pull any of the quotes of what he said, but
He seems to be like split between like wanting to serve you as a customer and wanting to fucking die.
yeah,
Which I guess this is like a metaphor for your average like fast food employee.
right. That's pretty accurate. Like the few people I know who actively enjoy their food service job,
Mhm.
either um just really like cooking and want to be a chef. I have this one friend from high school who is trying to land a position and get training to be a hibachi chef. And right now he works at like a
Mhm.
steakhouse and he likes being a server there. 'Cause, you know, he wants to be a hibachi chef and they have that at the steakhouse.
Mhm.
And then I have another friend who's like working at a Jersey Mike's right now, and that's just a sandwich place that he fucking loves. Um,
Mhm.
but the thing is that like the difference between them two is that one of them really likes cooking, and the other one doesn't rely on their job for survival.
Mhm.
So you know he actually is able to enjoy it because he's not stressing about his pay and making sure bills are being taken care of.
Mhm.
So yeah, point is people fucking hate fast food. So, like working it, I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, then his fight, Wally's fight, honestly, my favorite fight in the game so far. Um, I really liked his music, and I really liked the the fact that as the fight goes on, pieces of him start to break off.
Mhm.
Yeah, it made for a I don't know what the right words would be. It's just like the feel of the fight just made me enjoy it a lot. Because I mean, we've had some like freaky fights in this game so far that I liked. Like I did the Dismal map before I went to Wally's, so I had already like
Mhm.
fought Jonathan, and that was a freak as fuck fight. But he more so
Yeah.
just like creeped me out than anything, rather than Wally, which was like, damn, this guy just said he wants to die and he's fighting me, and as he's doing it, his pieces are breaking off of him, and his smile is not fading while that's happening.
Yeah.
I just really liked it.
Mm.
It's one of those like moments in the game that was like, this is fucked up, and I was able to find beauty in that.
Mhm.
The segment afterwards is really weird though. Like we encounter these fucking after you beat them, you leave. You go. Do you go further into the mountain? I don't remember.
You go like um there's this exit at the back of Wally's.
Right. Yeah. And then you go into this meat cave filled with Spider-Man, but not the cool
Mhm.
kind. There's.
it's like man spiders.
Yeah. No.
Mhm.
It's likely a hallucination by Brad.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. It definitely was. My thing is, what the fuck made him hallucinate that? Because that's not his face on the spiders. That would
You
make
know
a
whose
bit of
face it
sense.
is?
Whose
Isn't it
face
his
is it?
Isn't
dad?
that his dad's face?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his dad.
Oh, damn. I should have picked up on that. I've just already forgotten his dad's face. Sorry. Speaking of, I don't know if I mentioned it last time, but the creator is really good at making sprites creepy, I think.
Mhm.
Like the creeps that we find in the abandoned town later, those are some freaky fucking motherfuckers.
Yeah. Yeah, the sprite work in this game is I just really love it. It's very good, I think.
I agree. I agree.
Oh yeah, one thing that I happened to experience whilst going through the wall is like, it feels like any time I use a camp after this point, I would always get my party member abducted by the pretty boys.
Skill issue.
Right.
So-
Skill issue.
What they did was they just like put a fodder character in the second slot, and I just decided, right, fuck this. I'm using these guys for combat experience.
That's so funny.
Right.
Yeah, so I sacrificed the character, and I only got 55 mags out of it. I'm so mad.
Damn. You know, I would I don't even know. I don't even think I like used a camp once after that.
Mhm.
Well, there is a safe camp, which is that once you have the truck keys, you can just go back to Area 1 and go into that tent.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a free camp, and you don't actually have to risk happening to your inventory or party members.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only time I remember resting at all during the segment was I rested in that inn because I wanted to see what the duck guy would say, and then he just joined my party eventually.
Yeah.
It was weird. I was like, this is a weird mechanic by which to go pick up a fucking party member.
I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah.
But it failed to work for me because I haven't picked him up either.
Oh. You know, I just noticed that after the second time he had a new line, so I was like, maybe if I keep resting, he'll say new shit. But yeah, after the meat cave, what the fuck happens after the meat cave? Hold on. Oh yeah, after the meat cave, you see the Birdman.
Yeah, the Birdman. What a guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, not much to say about the Birdman.
I mean, I think he's funny because of the fact that in painful mode he blows up if you talk to him.
Yeah.
I think that's worth mentioning. I think it's worth mentioning, like, what the lore-wise in this world, how the fuck does the crow saving work, right? Because why can this guy dressed up as a crow do it?
Bro that turned into a human.
Real.
Handles his inner crow.
Wow.
Listen, the only thing you can't be in Lisa is a girl.
Very true. That's actually a really good, like, summary of the Lisaverse. The only thing you can't be is a girl.
Right.
Right.
So yeah, you see the Birdman, and then we have the segment with Buddy in it. This is the first time we've seen Buddy outside of the opening cutscene. When I did that segment, I really wasn't sure for a while if the entire thing was real.
Mhm.
Because yeah, I pieced together that the meat cave is probably a hallucination.
Mhm.
Or not probably, like definitely was. But like the rest of it was still very hard to tell because it's like it felt like we were just past the middle point of the game, so why would we like find Buddy now, you know?
Mhm.
And then there's the segment where we're forced to take Joy, which I'll get back to later, and then we have to fight Sticky, but he's like a giant meat pole, and I'm like, okay, well this is definitely a hallucination, but how do I know that the hallucination of the meat cave like is over, you know?
Mhm.
I think now I'm fairly confident that the Buddy segment was mostly real, but I don't know. I wouldn't be too surprised if it turned out not to be later.
Mhm. At any rate, I think the game, making you not really be able to tell what is real is definitely, like, intended.
Right. That makes sense. But yeah, so I guess actually describing what happens. So yeah, we find Buddy's mask on a tree, and then we find her in this cave, and then the entire exchange that they have was odd. Like the main thing I remember is that she goes on to feel like I guess Sticky and whatever the other fucker's name was told
Right.
her what her role, quote unquote, is supposed to be, and she
Yeah.
sympathizes with that, which definitely
Mhm.
calls into question what she was told exactly.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the normal reaction would be to sympathize with it.
Uh-huh.
And then she mentions how her uncles told her about Brad like doing Joy, you know, and
Mhm.
it seems like a big deal to her, and I'm not really sure why. Like, do we in the story so far have something to help us like figure out why Buddy cares so much that Brad is taking Joy?
I mean, they could have just told her it was bad, and they also could have just, it also could have just been like her memories of being raised by, Brad when he was doing Joy.
Huh. Okay. I mean, but I guess that's fair. I just don't remember if we ever got something to like show us that he was considerably worse when he was taking Joy while raising her.
There's literally that scene. It was in the intro. But there's a scene where like there's a bunch of scenes where he just wakes up next to a bunch of Joy pills, and he just fucking totally wasted and just being very irresponsible, probably.
Right. Okay. But yeah, and then I don't remember what happens after that. I think they go outside, and you get fucking owned by one of Buzzo's guys, I think,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which was weird. I remember going. What happened to me was that I did that. I walked out of the cave, immediately got owned, closed the game, opened it, and then went deeper into the cave because there was a hole there that Buddy was in front of that I didn't go through. And there wasn't anything in that fucking place. There was just a guy who was like a money tree or some shit. I don't know what his deal was.
Oh, that dude. He was like under a tree, right?
It looked like he was the tree.
So that guy appears in the very beginning of the game when Brad is still a child. He's Sticky's dad.
Oh. Oh, okay.
And like that's why he talks like, Brad, I want money, not these dirty magazines. Where do you get those anyway? Shame on you. Like that's why he says stuff like that.
Oh, so is that a hallucination?
It has to
Yeah,
be, right?
that's why he disappears later on.
Okay. Yeah, no. That was certainly an experience.
Mhm.
And then yeah, after that, I was like, damn, there's nothing in this cave. I guess I have to get owned. What happens if I try to use the car keys right there?
I don't think you're allowed to.
That makes sense.
Oh, in that little cave,
Uh-huh.
they just gonna get removed from your inventory.
Really?
Okay.
That's free money.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
you
cool.
can't use them because they're not in your inventory for that particular area.
Okay, you know what? That kind of makes me suspicious about the reality of the entire event again. Because it's like, I don't know, they could have just... I feel like they could have been given like a Professor Oak type thing where it's like, oh, you know, now's not a good time to use the bike, and Brad would be like, oh, you know, I just got Buddy, I shouldn't take her in this truck or whatever. That might call attention to her. Something like that, if they wanted to
Dude,
prevent you from using it.
What if Brad is in a coma?
Shut up. Shut up. That's not what I'm getting at. My point is that like we started this segment with a hallucination, and I don't know. When did we stop being in a hallucination? Why did we even start hallucinating? Honestly, why did the fight with Wally make us start hallucinating?
Tripping.
What?
We were tripping.
To be clear, the sort of spider hallucination is seems to happen a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's
Like,
fair.
I think that's more just like, I don't know why it's particularly specifically spiders, but it just seems to be a trauma projection.
Right. I don't know. I just maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misremembering. I probably am. But it felt like in the past, whenever we had a trauma-related hallucination, we had like encountered something that sort of triggered it. You know, like it didn't happen just for literally no reason. Like
There is this one in the first area when like you exit that house and you see your dad and he's like holding the baby and he's like, you deal with it.
yeah, but wasn't that?
That isn't really prompted by anything. And also in the Fishman area when you see Lisa looking down at you.
Yeah, that one. Okay, those two are good examples of cases where it wasn't. I would kind of argue that the one with the dad is like it kind of makes sense from a gameplay perspective because we were just shown his like traumatic childhood, so it makes sense that he would like have that hallucination or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But this one feels like more specific. It's like I don't know, specifically his dad's face on spiders, a meat cave,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know. I'm inclined to believe that there's something about Wally that was supposed to like connect there. And I guess you could say it's like, oh, Wally just had a bunch of meat laying around, but it's like, why would that relate to his dad? You know?
That's fair, yeah.
I don't know, I'm probably looking too much into it. I'm expecting
I
this to be
suppose
like a
it's more
crazy lore
so the
game.
spiders reflect on his personality.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps.
Annoying and skittish.
Yeah.
Just like the status conditions they inflict.
I didn't fight any of them. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, they they inflict poison on their on their only attack, as far as I know.
Fucking
Wow,
annoying.
that's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you encounter a bunch of them, they're basically worthless in terms of rewards, and they tend to wear down your party quite a bit.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, I just avoided them because I was like, there's no way these guys are worth my time.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to know I was right.
Well, there is one reason to actually risk something down there, and that's to get a lucky feather.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did get that.
Oh wait, that's not really a risk at all. You're actually meant to go down there.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't have to dodge anyone that you wouldn't normally be dodging if you were already deciding to dodge.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
But anyway, yeah, we get owned by Buzzo's guys, and they take Buddy, and Buzzo's just like, look at this motherfucker, he's so fucking pathetic. Can you believe this shit, Buddy? And then he's like, Buddy, who is this man to you? And she's like, I don't know anymore. And I don't know, it threw me off. I feel like very little has happened between them that we've seen so far to warrant this response from Buddy at the moment.
Uh-huh.
To be clear, Buddy has been talked to by the two brothers for what seems to be several weeks at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
like, her
What the
worldview
fuck,
was
dude?
being basically entirely flipped upside down. And you don't really know what could have happened to Buddy in that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair. That does remind me, I forgot to bring up
In
kind of an important...
addition, oh sorry.
Yeah, no worries. I was just gonna say I forgot to bring up an important like dialogue beat where Brad kind of freaks out at Buddy because she says something that sort of hints that she might have been abused by Sticky.
Yeah.
How did you guys read that? Because to me it seemed pretty clear that it was supposed to be like an overreaction from Brad, but
Mm-hmm.
what did you guys think?
I have to admit, it's kind of a double-sided thing, because Brad is assuming abuse, but we don't really know if there was actually something abusive, other than just the truth is being told, and it's like, wow, of course the truth is going to be abusive.
Yeah, the truth is
The main thing that I went and put down with regards to Brad was mainly that he was pretty forceful on Buddy. Actually, he projected quite a bit of abuse himself. He was doing it in
Exactly.
goodwill. It's just he wasn't very. I guess when there's murder on the other side of the equation,
Mm-hmm.
and especially given what happens afterward, it kind of makes me believe that, yeah, Brad is a bit selfish in a way, in that he doesn't really trust the care of anyone else, despite the fact that his own care on Buddy seems to be pretty bad as well.
Yeah, well,
Right.
that's the problem. Is the truth is abusive and the lie is also abusive.
Right.
There's just, it feels like there's no good way to raise her.
I mean, in a world like this, I think, like Fiora mentioned, we don't actually see explicit abuse from Brad happening. So maybe there was, but in terms of strictly keeping her sheltered and stuff, I would say that feels like the right way to raise her.
Oh, sorry. What I meant by abuse is more so the the imperative nature and lack of through thinking that that Brad allows on Buddy, basically, because it's
Yeah.
literally, it's like you are going to be wandering into death. You are not going to be liking what your life is going to be like,
Mhm.
and it's
Yeah, it's a horrible approach, but it makes a lot of sense at the same time.
Well,
basically he could have been a bit more gentle in a way.
Mhm.
how do you be more gentle in communicating to a child? Sorry, I can't let you do this. You will literally die.
Mhm. Or worse.
Or worse, yeah. Like, I don't.
Yeah, however, I have to admit that it does seem like Brad has been doing it that way for several years now.
Mhm.
But also, like, he seems to have tried the other strategy, and it's not really too clear as to whether Brad has actually tried to be gentle or not.
No, I think we get a good example of him trying to be. Like, in the intro cutscene, we see her
Yeah,
try to,
never
like,
mind.
leave, and he's just like, wait, no, what are you doing? Like, it's dangerous. And then he makes her a mask so she's able to go outside safely,
Yeah.
you know? And I don't know if
Yeah,
I
so I
agree
suppose it
with.
is just a case of imperative nature plus a bit of impulsiveness. Because I
Mhm.
believe we do see later on that Brad definitely has a lot of anger issues.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, for sure. I mean, he does kill. What's the one that isn't Sticky's name? Or is that the one
Right.
we kill?
I personally let them go.
No, I don't think we have a choice in killing this one, right?
No, you
It's
can
the
let
guy
them
we
go.
beat to death.
You beat him, but he lives.
Oh, he lives?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the guy you maul with a spined mace is like, you check his body and he says he's done for.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I was thinking of.
Oh, that is a big thing.
But no, the one I was thinking of was the one where Brad literally goes like full on fireball mode, and you end up with this choice. It's like either you kill them right where they stand, or you let them go. And I decided, well, there's kind of a tough decision that has to be made, and yes, I would understand why Brad would be pissed off, but it's really,
Yeah, I
I
remember what you're
can't
talking
see
about now.
that being anything that would warrant killing.
Yeah.
We have not gotten to this part yet.
Damn it!
Alright.
Wait, so is that one of the parts that I accidentally did as well? Because I feel
Yeah.
like I remember this. Okay, cool. Right.
Right.
Never mind. Anyway, I was gonna say that I don't know if I forgot how you put it exactly, Fiora, like a controlling of free thinking or something like that in regards to Brad's treatment of Buddy.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like
I don't I don't know if I entirely agree with that framing. If I'm being honest,
well, it's. I guess it doesn't make it doesn't make sense given the my criticism doesn't make sense given the circumstances.
yeah, it's one
This
of those
command is an imperative.
things where it's like, yeah, freedom is good and all, but it's more important that you're safe,
Mhm.
you know? Interestingly, I think this does kind of relate to HPMOR in a few ways. Not in ways that we've actually seen so far, but like in the future. Just this idea of like, how important is someone's ability to choose when their choices can lead them into like mortal peril.
Mhm.
You know, it's like the ability to choose is good and something we should, foster for people, but like, is it the number one thing? Is it like an unassailable priority? And when we get to it, we'll discuss it more. I feel like HPMOR proposes no, it's not, because
Mhm.
if the end result of that is you don't exist anymore, then what the fuck was the point of it?
Mhm.
And I think that Brad, at least, maybe not the game Lisa, but Brad at least is also thinking the same way, and how he like tried to shelter Buddy
It's
and like.
basically the threshold thing, where there's a certain level of morbidity that is permitted in a way. Not necessarily death, but something that would be significantly disadvantageous in a potential scenario.
Well, I get what you mean, but I also am not sure if I agree with that either. I don't know. I feel like if you can prevent some amount of suffering from someone and
Here's the
like
thing:
the
death is
cost of
not
that.
exactly equivalent to suffering slash morbidity.
Yeah,
Morbidity and
I
suffering are not
guess,
exactly
but
the
I
two
would
same
also
things, which are the same
argue
things.
that even if the person isn't experiencing it, what is not the extreme of suffering but non-existence? Like,
What about voluntary non-existence?
no, I still think that's the same thing, honestly. Especially because it's not about like an individual suffering. It's about the collective suffering of humanity, and no matter who you are, your death will be a source of suffering for someone.
This is true.
Yes, but then this can also pin people with serious suffering to the mortal coil, in which case I just feel like it's better to give people suffering for maybe a few months compared to living under intense suffering for several years. If
I
you really
think
want to go that bad, I'm not gonna.
I think that in the case of voluntary non-existence, then you're being too kind to death. There's this
Yes,
reverence that you're giving it because of its non-existence, and frankly,
also finality.
I think it'd be much more lucrative to like create an environment where people like that can not suffer anymore without not existing.
Lucrative? What a strange choice of words.
What do you mean?
Um, like, doesn't that mean, like, it makes more money?
Does it?
Yeah.
Let me check.
Lucrative?
Lucrative.
Well, lucrative is like, I've heard it related to money, but like ludicrous is like more ridiculous stuff like that.
Yeah, this is not ludicrous. This is a different word.
Yeah, okay. Apparently the definition is producing a great deal of profit. I didn't mean it that way. What I meant is that it's like more beneficial.
Oh,
Hooray!
But
I
like,
sort of get what you mean by it anyway, don't worry.
Okay.
because it's like,
Yeah.
I disagree with the notion that the death of anyone would produce suffering only for a few months. And even if that is true, I think the gravity of the suffering is
I suppose I'm perhaps
both.
projecting my own point of view from this a bit too much, because really grief can last decades.
Yeah, there's that, but it's also like, I don't know. I guess for me, the thing is that for any mind to come into existence is good and beautiful, and for any mind to have to stop existing is the ultimate suffering. And it's like, I guess it's hard to communicate. I guess the way I would put it is like, I don't know, if there exists a future where there are people who don't have to say goodbye anymore, I think they would be sad that anyone ever had to, and they would be sad that some people chose to. And so like ultimately it's like, maybe make it so they don't choose that. And I think that's more important than their proposed freedom to choose that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Alright, moving on. What was I talking about? Buzzo, Buddy. Yeah, Buddy's like, I don't know if I know this guy anymore. And then Buzzo's like, stay away from him. He's a bad guy. And then he force feeds Brad Joy, which made me upset because I was being really good about not using Joy this entire run. And then I just get fucked because the story is like, yeah, you have to.
Get Lisa.
soy egg.
Soy egg. I did really like the touch that, like, as we take more joy, the colors start to fade from the world. I did like that. Especially, I liked it for two reasons. One, I think it's a good, like, storytelling touch. And then two, when we first started playing, I did predict that the text saying makes you feel nothing was meant to be sort of literal. And so the fact that the color literally drains from the world as you're taking it, makes me happy to see that I sort of predicted that.
sort of have.
Look, man, I'm not good at speaking sometimes. My brain has too many words it wants to get out. And then, yeah, then we knock out from taking too much joy. And then we have the hallucination where we beat the shit out of someone. It's like I don't know. Have you guys ever played Mario Kart Wii?
No.
Have you seen footage of Mario Kart Wii?
No.
Have you seen footage of New Super Mario Brothers Wii?
What?
I've never heard of Mario in my life.
Okay, dude. You're lying to me. But seriously, have you seen any gameplay of New Super Mario Brothers or Mario Kart Wii? It's relevant, I promise.
Uh-huh.
Aaron, you have, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I have.
Okay, yeah. So, fucking the sticky hallucination we have reminds me of the fucking mushrooms, like the tall mushroom pillars. He looks like that. He's just
In
like,
Mushroom Gorge?
yeah.
That's fucked up.
Bro, he looks fucked up. I don't know what you want from me. But yeah, you fight him. I don't. Is he able to attack you? I don't remember getting hit in that fight.
He hits
I
you.
think he is. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, that happens, and then you beat him up, and then I think you're done with that. It was at this point when I was playing though that I noticed that um I had been stuck with the like weariness effect ever since I fought Jonathan. I didn't know until after I looked it up on the wiki though that that effect does not go away unless you rest. So
Yeah, pretty much.
I thought it was like a story touch, but no, I just didn't know how the status effect worked.
Oops.
Oops,
Oops.
Oops.
it was very unfortunate. But
Yeah, the
then
sticky hallucination, like, literally just looks like a cock.
okay, I don't know
Like,
about that.
no,
That
it
might be
does.
that might be a bit much. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, considering the context
Cock.
of him saying shit like, "Oh, she wanted it. She's growing. She's got to learn."
Right.
Saying shit
Okay.
like that. Yeah. I think it's like very clearly a metaphor.
Okay. Um, I don't disagree with you, but I do dislike it.
That's fair.
But yeah, and then after that, Buzzo's just gone. A few guys are dead, I think. And then you walk down the mountain. Really good touch that the heavenly light is gone now. Um,
Yeah.
I don't remember leaving and trying to descend Wally's after I killed Wally. So I don't know if the light was gone after he died, or if it was gone after we had to take Joy.
hmm
I want to think that it's because at that moment we are, I think the status we're called is overjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it ties into like the loss of color while we were taking it.
hmm
So the light being gone is a nice touch, I think. Um, then I just remembered. I don't think we talked about Dismal Island.
Yeah.
I did that first.
This one is fucking weird.
Dismal Island is fucking weird. What is up with that area, man?
They
It
were
was
doing a bit.
they were doing a bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like you get there, it's one screen. There's a save crow, so obviously you save, and then you climb up this guy's fucking mustache, and he's just laying on the floor. He's just hanging out, I guess.
Yeah, he's just hanging out.
And then you talk to this guy in the house that's there on the top of the mountain you just climbed. And he's going on about his sweet boy, Jonathan, or whatever. And then he's like, hey, jump off this cliff for me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I saved, so if this kills me, it's like, I'm fine. So I jump off the cliff. Which, might say something about my inner psychology. Let's not focus on that.
Mhm. Yeah.
But yeah, I jump off, I take 500, I climb up the stash again, and then he's in the house, and this is where he gives us the degrading dress, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, he makes us put on this dress, the same one that you would have worn if you did that one house in Chunk 2. What was that place called?
The beehive.
Yeah, the beehive with all the cross-dressers. So yeah, you wear that, and he tells you to go tell the stash guy your new name, which is Sexy Boy. Very good comedy. Uh, I didn't figure out what you were supposed to tell the guy until afterwards, because I thought he was telling me. I thought he was just calling me that, not telling me that that's my new name.
Yeah.
So, I didn't figure that out until like 2 tries, but then I did, and then you go back and he's just pissed at you now. He's like, "What? Haven't I?" Or no, not he's not pissed at you yet. He gives you
Give
this.
you the drink.
He gives you the drink.
Hey there, lady. Would you like a drink? I broke open a can of spray paint and mixed it with some glue.
Yeah.
Fucking legendary.
And then just Brad just fucking drinks it for no. You don't even get an option.
Yeah, you don't even get an option. You just drink it.
and then it says you feel weird and terrible. And this is probably the second most unnerving part of this chunk for me. It was just really weird to be going that fast as Brad.
Yeah, so you hallucinate into this area that's just like a flat bridge with this flesh in the background.
The flesh walls. Yeah, and then
you walk like really, really fast.
it's like at least 6 times your normal speed.
Yeah, it's extremely fast.
It's really funny. And then you walk to the end and it's just like it's like a Joy Mutant, but like it's only half a head and it's huge. And he
Just this
says
giant beating maw.
Yeah, he says, just be yourself, buddy, I believe in you. And that's all he says.
Yeah.
And then you just walk back
Yeah,
to the
that's
house and then the guys piss at you and he's like, "What, haven't I done enough for you?" And then he's like, "Ha, no matter what we do, no matter how we pretend, it can never be the same." And then he says, "I'm sorry." And then you have to fight him. And it was a really easy fight for me. How about you guys? Was it difficult?
Kind of difficult. I guess kind of annoying.
What parts of it were annoying to you?
Just a lot of HP and some. I didn't have a lot of healing items at the time.
Me neither. I had a birdie.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't.
This is why you carry a birdie. But yeah, then you beat him up, and there's this weird screaming whale soundbite after you beat him. I don't remember or know if there are any other enemies that have a soundbite like that when you beat them. This is the first
Yeah.
time I encountered it personally. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
It was so weird to the point that like I literally beat him and then I didn't hear it because I had been listening to music at the time, and so I had like both audio tracks going, but I caught the soundbite and I was like, "What the fuck was that?" So I just closed the game and then fought him again
Wow.
because
Incredible.
I didn't know what the fuck happened. I was like, "Oh, was there like an actual line there or what the fuck just happened?" And I was trying to see. And I was trying to see if it was actually coming from the game and not like something I heard outside or something, you know? So
That's like.
that is
It sounds like that.
that is very accurate actually. It's kind of incredible how you just did that.
Right.
This is how you know you've played Lisa too much.
Yeah. In this one fan game, there's this one dude. It's just this random like throwaway guy's private group, and after you kill him, he does the Wilhelm scream.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. And then it was at that point when I realized that Ajit is a really good unit because I had been using him for a bit because he was high level when I picked him up, so I was like, "Oh, I'll try it out." And yeah, him causing burns carried me through the glasses guy fight. Does he have a name? Or no, I know he has a name. I just didn't catch his name.
Ajit.
No, the glasses dude that you beat up, the one that gives you the drink.
That's
Which-
Slave Lord Jim.
Right. That's a normal name.
It's funny as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, let's call it that, buddy. But then yeah, then you go outside and you see this fucking lunatic dancing on the other side of the stash guy. The stash guy is bleeding out, I'm pretty sure. There's
Yeah,
blood
he's
on his
fucking
head.
dead.
Oh, he's just dead? Whoops.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think you can check.
Yeah, I don't think I was able to. But yeah, apparently that's Jonathan, and you fight him. That was one of the most annoying fights. I didn't find the fight itself too difficult, but I did keep resetting.
Why is that?
Well, because the first time I did it, I lost a party member, and I didn't want to use a perfume. Or no, I used my last perfume right before it, so all I had was fancy perfume left, and I wasn't really trying to use those. And I was like, this fight is easy enough that I could probably just win without losing anyone, so I'll just do that. So I reset and tried to do that, and he just kept putting me in positions where I didn't like how I would be after winning, because I wasn't sure if there was another fight afterwards. I didn't know that that was like it for the island, so I reset again to try and like win in an optimal, quote unquote, optimal position. Um, but then he bit fucking Ajit's head off,
What the fuck?
and so Ajit fucking died. Except I don't mean he
Yeah.
got knocked out. I mean he was literally dead,
Damn
like
it.
removed from my party.
Epic
Yeah, there are
fail.
some enemies that can just do that. They just straight up kill
I'm sorry.
party
What do you?
members.
Some? What other one have we seen so far? I thought this was the first guy who could just straight up kill a teammate. That's why
Yes,
it
this
freaked
is
me
the
out
first
so
guy who
much.
can just straight up do that.
You've been lucky. You've been lucky.
What? Who else?
More than you would expect. Oh, most of them are very rare so far.
Uh-huh.
Okay, which ones
But this
would
is
I?
all the joy mutants have a very low chance, at least, of biting your head off.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
And there are also some non-joy mutants, like just regular guys, who can also just
I think
kill
it's.
you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say bite your head off, and I'm like, how is a regular
They,
guy
they, they
doing
don't
that?
bite your head off. There are like several permakill moves.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, no, I didn't know that. I thought Jonathan was the first motherfucker I'd encountered, or I guess he was the first one, but I thought he was just the first one who could do it. Period.
Johnson's the first one who has like a pretty like decent probability of doing it, I want to say.
Well, I never actually got that from Jonathan, surprisingly.
Me either.
Yeah, no, cause like in my second reset, he bit Brad's head, but Brad lived,
Yeah,
cause
Red can't die.
Brad can't die.
Brad cannot be. Yeah.
So I was just like,
Cannot be
oh,
overpowered.
I was like,
Yeah, he
oh,
has a
that's
really-
just
He
okay,
has a really
man.
hard head.
Very
So yeah,
true.
I thought it was just like a really high damaging move that just left you with 1 HP. So when I reset and he bit Ajit's head off and he fucking died, I was like, oh, all right, well I'm resetting
Oh.
again.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that guy was fucking crazy. I ended up 3-turning him by, what did I do? First turn I think I did deep poison arrow with Olin. I oiled up with Birdie obviously, and then or no, with Birdie I had too low TP to oil up, so I threw a diesel firebomb, and then I just had Brad do. I think I had Brad do fireball, and then Ajit. Oh, I'm sorry, I keep getting the order mixed up. Ajit threw the firebomb, and I did in fact oil up with Birdie, and then yeah, Brad did a fireball, and so that caused a shit ton of damage on the first turn, and so the next 2 turns were just normal damage turns. So yeah, like I said, the fight was like annoying to complete because I wasn't sure if I had to be ready for another fight afterwards, and then he fucking killed a guy. But yeah, it didn't feel like too hard, but I was definitely carried by the diesel firebomb. Those shits are really strong. But yeah, and then after that, there's nothing left to do on Dismal Island.
Yeah.
It's a very weird
You
beat.
can jump off the cliff again.
Why would I do that?
I don't know.
Okay. But yeah, it's a very weird little segment. It feels like one of those parts in the game where I'm really just not supposed to think about it.
Yeah, that's fair. They were doing a bit.
Cause yeah, I mean, everything is so disconnected. Like the only thing on that island that feels like it kind of links to something else is the fact that, I mean, like you brought up, and I wouldn't have picked up on it if you hadn't mentioned it, that joy mutants can also bite your head off. And So like that's the only thing that feels like it connects, because there's the head guy who kind of looks like a joy mutant, but he doesn't say anything that's like meaningful at all. And the hallucination we have was induced by the fucking spray paint glue, and not like a normal hallucination that Brad would have. So it's just like, what do I make of any of this in relation to the rest of the fucking story?
Yeah.
It's like, it seems like nothing, so I'm gonna stop thinking about it.
Uh-huh. Plus
And
the
then-
fact that the whole area is just optional in the first place.
yeah, that's super important too. I forgot about that bit. Yeah, it's just like, what is this doing here? It feels like an extended version of the Tower of Babel.
That's fair.
After that, what did I even fucking do? Oh yeah, I got some new gear. My fucking bow on Olin causes bleed now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's really good. But I had a question for you. With extra effects on like weapons like that, are they able to apply while you're also using a special move?
I don't know.
All right.
I think yes. I want to say with physical moves, but maybe not with special moves.
Damn. Okay. Because I've been trying to see if I can have a higher chance to proc the bleed when I use Rapid Shot with Olin, but it doesn't seem to work.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't sure if I was just getting unlucky or whether it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
And then yeah, after that I did WcMonalds, and then I went to the desolate town, I think.
Mhm.
What do you guys think of the desolate town?
Did
It's
you guys all
definitely
watch the
different.
video?
Oh, right. I forgot to watch the video. I
I
will do
totally
that
forgot
right
about
now.
it.
Yeah. I guess talk about the area first, and I'll go up, scroll up, and find the video.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, we encounter this town with a bunch of houses, and your intro to it is that there's just a guy who hanged himself at the very front of the
Mhm.
town.
Or he was hanged.
Or he was hanged. Yeah, that's true. I'm not super clear on who he's supposed to be. I think he's supposed to be one of the doctors that we learn about
Mhm.
later, because that's kind of the only character that would make sense to be important enough to have been hung.
Mhm.
But yeah, the music in that area is creepy. The residents are literally called creeps, I think,
Mhm.
and they're like little gremlin guys with way bigger heads than limbs, and blood coming out of their eyes. Extremely pale too, no hair.
Yeah, very pale, light gray skin.
Yeah, they're zombies basically. Honestly, I think it's fair to call them
Mhm.
that. Like if you imagine a zombie, you're probably close enough. A white zombie, you're probably close enough to. Oh, they're the fucking zombies from I Am Legend. Have you guys seen that movie?
No.
No.
Wow. Okay. Hopefully, there's a listener out there who understands what I'm just referencing right now.
I am Legend.
Okay.
Right.
But yeah, no, just a pale zombie. Imagine that, and you're close enough.
It's what he says when he kills a zombie.
Yeah, that's true. That's my favorite part of the movie. When he kills the first zombie and he's like, wow, I am legend. It's even funnier because it's Will Smith who plays the main character, so,
No way.
imagine that guy
Wow.
saying, I am legend. Anyway,
Right.
so yeah, you explore the desolate town, and it feels like the first area of the game that's like somewhat lore heavy. Granted, it
Mhm.
doesn't really give us much, but we get very little. So the fact that we get this much in one area is why I say that. Um,
Mhm.
so a few things that I noticed. The images of the blood on the wall are mostly of women. One of the creatures drops a locket, which has a picture of a woman inside.
Mhm.
And this is kind of redundant. I put here that the doctor dropped Joy, but
Mhm.
that was a Joy mutant. So,
Yeah, and they all
yeah,
do.
they all do, yeah. Um, yeah, we learn a little bit about it says, they call it like a Joy project. It was supposed to
Mhm.
be a weapon, I think. It notes that there was a failure to find any military use for it.
Yeah.
Which hints that the Joy creatures were like maybe created as a side effect of whatever the war was. Because I mean, I'm kind of doubting that the pill joy was the weapon itself. I am kind of
I think
biased.
the pill I think was made to like create super soldiers.
Yeah, this seems like a super soldiers thing.
Oh, you're so fucking right. That makes so much fucking sense. Because that's why it does what it does for Brad, and then the reason that it failed is if you take too much of it, you become a mutant. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I did not think of that. I was thinking that the Joy
They
Project
would
was...
shoot it out of a gun at high velocity.
No, I was thinking that the pills were just things that the mutants were, like, producing. And that's why
Oh,
they dropped them. And so whatever the Joy Project was, it was something unrelated that caused the mutants to form.
I see.
That was my thought process until you said what you did, because that just makes way too much sense. And it's a lot simpler than my theory.
Okay, on the video.
Oh, okay, sick.
Only about a minute.
Alright, I'll watch it. Yeah, because I completely forgot about it. Huh. Huh. Okay. Alright. So for listeners, the video is going through the Joy Lab, which is only accessible in pain mode. And, it's mostly empty, except for
Oh, I
a
should
few...
specify. Originally there are a bunch of creeps in there, but this was after I killed them.
Oh, okay. There are a bunch of creeps in there. And then... I'm trying to full screen this video, but Discord is being, like, extremely uncooperative. Because, yeah, I can't tell what the very first creature in the test tube is. We see 4 things in test tubes. I can't tell what the first one is. The
Mindless
second
sheep.
one... Yeah, when you check it, it says mindless sheep. The second one
It's a soy
looks to
boy.
be... The second one seems to be a fish man, which is captioned repulsive waste. And then we see a creep who is called a violent soldier, and then we see a joy mutant, and it just says my favorite. So that feels like a lot to take in. So this is... Damn, you just miss out on this if you're playing normally. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. It's fucking
Because,
wild.
like, it actually makes the fishman not just a random little funny thing that's happening in the world. It's, like, connected to the Joy Mutants, and then, you know, the creeps are, I guess, like, early stage Joy Mutants, basically?
Me. Well, I don't really quite agree with that theory because, like, the first guy you encountered in the game, the green hair dude, he didn't turn into a creep first. So, like,
How do you know, though?
I don't know, like, because, I don't know, it just seems like a lot to happen. Like, you first turn into a creep and then a mutant. And also,
You know what?
like, why are there so many creeps running around here undisturbed?
I think that's fair.
You never see them
Maybe-
anywhere else.
Maybe the creeps are just a different type of Joy mutation.
Mhm.
I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why the same substance would cause someone to mutate in 2 different ways.
Mhm.
But-
Maybe it depends on your body. I don't know.
Mhm.
Maybe? I don't know. I think the
Does
reason
that
I said that they
Is there
seem
something
like...
that exists in real life or not?
What?
Like something that has like very different effects for different people.
Cilantro.
Estrogen.
Right.
These are very 2 different answers.
Wait, what did she say?
She said estrogen. I said cilantro.
You know, I was kind of thinking that. I didn't hear what she said, but I was kind of thinking that.
You were thinking that she said cilantro, or you were thinking... Or no, you were thinking that she said estrogen, or you were thinking estrogen?
I kind of figured that she said estrogen.
Typical.
Yeah. But honestly, like, I do think there are legitimately a lot of parallels between, like, I mean, I always think it's super funny how, like, joy is blue and so are estrogen pills. But, like, I don't know,
Okay.
like,
This seems like a transphobic allegory.
Yeah, that seems transphobic. This guy's saying if you take too many little blue pills, you turn into that thing.
Is that supposed to be bad?
Yeah.
No, they go fucking hard. I'm sorry.
Whenever you fight them, they're always crying and wailing in pain.
There's a
Just
load
like
of trans
me.
girls online who will identify as weird creatures. I have to admit that they're asking for this.
They are asking
You
for this.
you guys are fucking insane, and you should be put in an asylum.
Cool, I
Right.
get to be with my girlfriend for once.
Yay.
No, but like different asylums.
No.
Yeah,
No, we put
Yay.
atomized out of the fucking state.
you guys are in different countries. Why did you think it'd be the same asylum?
I'm in an insane asylum. That's what it's called.
It's so we can go to, it's so we have an asylum that specifically contains us two, because we are so insane that it's
Very
ridiculous.
true.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I was gonna say that the reason that I was initially inclined to believe that creeps were like early stage mutants is because of it being like that one's a violent soldier, which is what the joy was meant to like do,
Mhm.
and then the other one is called My Favorite, which implies that it's like a progression. But you're right that it's probably not that, because it doesn't make sense that a lot of the joy mutants like still have hair and shit, which the creeps lose.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess my proposal now is there a different mutation, but I just don't understand why the substance would cause two
My
different
proposal is that
mutations.
he added hair to him.
Okay.
Just glued it on.
Right. Right. Okay.
So I think
Um
I don't know if I should like just say it.
I mean,
But
it's up to you. I'm having fun like figuring it out, but I also would like to know. And this game has not been one that you've framed as a puzzle to be solved the way that I have for HPMOR. So
yeah,
I would
yeah.
understand if you have a different policy on like giving answers to stuff.
So, um, so I guess the conventionally accepted interpretation is that these creatures, these different various creatures, are from like different like versions of joy that they developed in the labs.
Yeah, that makes sense. That does explain why one of them is a fishman.
Yeah, that and why the fishmen aren't turning into anything else. Like they're pretty stable.
Yeah, who the fuck is the first? What is the first guy though? Like, I don't think I've seen anything like that in this game yet.
You haven't yet.
Okay.
Average lib.
Okay.
He's
Right.
because he's described as a sheep.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
You got it, Rob.
I'm right.
Sure. Anyway, and then after you look at all the test tubes in this area, you go to the next room. Or wait, no, there's a hallway?
Yeah, there's
Oh,
a
this is just a
hallway.
house.
Yeah.
There's a bed and everything. And then a note that says, "Sorry, darling, but my actions are just," and then a dead woman.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a loaded area.
Yeah.
This town is
Fucked
loaded.
up.
Yeah. Okay, wait, actually though, this does make me a little confused now, because the way that I was interpreting events before having seen this video was that she that was the doctor that was working on Joy became the Joy mutant that we killed.
Really.
Yeah, so I don't know if I misread something and there wasn't something that said that that Joy mutant was formerly a woman, or what? Because yeah, the way that I was reading it was that she became a Joy mutant, and then her husband, which I had thought was also a doctor working on the project, is the guy who hung himself in
Huh.
the front of the town. Um, so now I guess it's like, gosh, I don't know anymore. I have no clue.
Maybe there are more than Jew scientists.
That would make sense, yes. But then it's like, I don't know. There probably are, or like it makes sense that there would be more, because why would only two be working on this? But unless I'm misremembering or just misread the text that we're able to read in the houses, they only talk about two scientists. Is that
Yeah,
right? Or
you hear about Dr. Lamont, who's the doctor that you fight, presumably, and Dr. Yado, who is apparently running the Joy Project.
yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. That's all there is to do in this area. I left it afterwards, and I was just like, I left a changed player.
Yeah.
Strange occurrences.
I think the most fucked up part of the area is just the cameras. It's like, why are there cameras there?
Yeah, the cameras were a weird touch. And then I only have a few notes on the rest of the things that happened, because, like, the only thing left is, what, Garbage Island?
And the desert area. I don't think we've, like the desert
We
area.
mentioned...
Did anyone
we
fight
mentioned-
Demon X?
Who the fuck is Demon X? I don't remember there being anything to do in the desert area except picking up a Jeet.
Demon X, you fight him in the desert area if you did the first Salvation Rangers thing.
Okay. I don't think I found that guy.
He's like the next like villain of the week. He just wearing like this purple costume with like an X on the head and like these horns. And like the Salvation Rangers are like, oh, this guy's so strong. Please, please, we need your help. Fight him for us. So you fight him, and he instantly kills your entire party. Like, he does like 9999 damage to everyone.
What the fuck?
It's funny as hell.
What the... Right.
It's so funny. So then they're like, oh, we gotta get away from him. And then there's a stupid fucking cutscene, and they're like, oh, we can hide in this cave. He can't get in because his horns will get in the way.
Wow. Do his horns get in the way?
And they're like, Demon X? And Demon X is like, yeah. And then they're like, more like Dummin X. And they run to the cave, and he tries to follow them, and his horns do in fact get in the way.
That's great. That's awesome.
The funniest part, so if you use like evasion plus poison cheese to get past to beat Demon X, which you can do, he says you fucking cheated and gives you a game over.
That's awesome. Oh my god. How is this not the character of all time? What the fuck?
He's pretty iconic.
Who is this again?
Demon X.
Demon X.
Yeah. Also, I was looking up Ajit on the wiki to go see if I can find the page of his location.
Mm-hmm.
But Rob, I don't know if you can get Ajit.
I already got him.
Oh, okay, never mind.
What?
It says that he only joins your party if you haven't given in to your joy addiction. And Rob had been using joy, so that's why
I
I
used
said
it
that.
like once at the very beginning. So maybe if it is in like area 2, then you can't.
Oh, maybe. That would make sense. Oh, yeah, that's actually, I'm looking at the wiki. If you have taken joy exactly twice, Ajit will refuse to join Brad's
my-
party.
Wait, if it's 3 times, then he's fine with it.
Yeah, no, it says if you take more or less, he will join Brad.
That's so fucking stupid.
This is a bug, and Ajit is likely supposed to not join Brad if he has taken 2 or more joy. That's a funny as fuck bug. You down 70 of those motherfuckers, and he's like, okay, yeah, we're cool. You take 2, though? You better get the fuck away from him. That's incredible.
Your joy has overflowed.
Extremely. God. Anyway, so yeah, after that, when I got a Jeet, I didn't look at his gear for a minute, but he has his armor, I think, is the badass belt buckle, which has a really funny flavor text. It just says, "This motherfucker keeps those fucking pants secure as fuck."
Yeah.
It also got a huge defense buff. It's a really solid accessory.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
good.
man. They keep those pants secure as fuck.
He could also use the lab coat.
What? What does a lab
the
coat
lab coat. It's just armor.
do? Oh. And then yeah, I went to Garbage Island. It was a weird place. I did the kart race a bunch because I wanted Mags, and then I got Flymanetti, and I just owned him because I'm a crazy masher with my spacebar.
Mhm.
Rob, you suck at mashing.
Baseball.
We were watching him play it last night in call,
Yeah.
and his mash was mediocre.
His matching was ass.
He
up.
just barely won. And then I went further into the garbage island. I went through 2 screens of the
Mhm.
area where nothing happens, by the way. Nothing happens, but I went through 2 before I realized that there were items hidden in the garbage that you could pick up. Because I found a
Yeah.
secret stash on like the 3rd screen, and I was like, fuck. I didn't even recognize the sprite, so I'm like, man, I'm just gonna have to press space every time I walk forward when I backtrack now.
Right.
Which is what I did, and I found a singular other secret stash and a bag of perfume.
That's
That's all
pretty
I
good.
got. Yeah. Um, and then we meet what's his name? Something Brightside Miller.
Brightside Miller.
What's his first name?
Tom.
What?
Tom.
Tom. Okay, yeah. The T kept getting cut out, so I just heard and I'm like, what? Yeah,
Yeah.
Tom Brightside Miller. Very cool guy. You enter. He's standing like in a trash bag or something with a
Mhm.
gun to his head, and then you enter battle with him, and he's standing with a gun to his head. And as soon as you
Yeah.
try to move, he shoots himself and does like, I think I remember the exact number. I think it was 15795 or something like that.
Yeah.
I know the first 3 numbers are correct. He deals that much damage to himself and just fucking dies. And the funny thing is that he's like blocking your way, so he's not really optional, if I remember right. So you have to watch him kill himself. And I
Yeah.
just want to point out, this is now the 3rd guy we've seen kill himself in front of us. Each chunk, there has been one guy killing himself in front of us.
Mhm.
Is this how you're choosing the segments?
Maybe.
Quick, everyone, guess how the next guy is gonna kill himself? I was kidding.
Self-immolation.
That'd be crazy. It'd be crazy if we saw, what's his name? The guy who didn't get his degree.
Morris Finkel.
Yeah, Morris Finkel. It'd be crazy if we saw him burned to death. You know what? Honestly, I want that to happen. I think he deserves it for calling those children burning to death the 2nd most tragic thing that's ever happened to him.
Yeah. Also, Morris is just a name of all time. If you stop to think about it.
Right. Okay.
What kind of a name is that?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this as well. Watching that guy kill himself gives you an achievement.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the achievement was called, but the fact that it even gives you one is surely something.
It's called Look on the Bright Side.
Oh my
Right.
God.
Right. It says actually a hidden reference to the creator's interpretation of the song Mr. Brightside, where he believes
Right.
that the singer kills himself at the end of it.
Huh.
I like just Okay. And then yeah, you go to Ollie's, which is like a bar, and then you recruit the guy after you pay back his debt, which was, sorry, I'm having hiccups. His debt was 2 magazines.
Yeah.
So you pay that and he joins you. And his skills look kind of interesting, but they weren't enough for me to want to change my team, so I didn't
Mhm.
bother. And then yeah, I put here that I recruited a bird, which I think was the Duckman, and a ranger, which was the Pink Ranger. And then
Dude, you
I
gotta
was
go to the
done with the
Death
chunk.
Area and fight Demon X now.
You're right. I gotta do that when we do the next chunk. I gotta see that for myself. I really want to see how long it will take me to get him to give me the "you fucking cheated" message.
Yeah, you need to use like stink on like all your guys, and then like just spam poison and like perfume and shit.
That's crazy.
And it's like RNG also. It's very cheesy.
Is he immune to the status effects that aren't poison? Like, can I throw a firebomb at him?
No, he isn't, but poison just does more damage, and also like you can't like damage him normally because he has like I think like 999,999 HP and
That's
like infinite
damage.
stats.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Like all your moves will do 0 to him.
Okay.
Right.
What if he's oiled up though?
I think he's like 999 everything.
But what if
So,
he's oiled
I mean-
up and
I
he's
mean-
wary?
I mean, good luck, but like poison's the way to go.
If he's wary, he only has 299 defense.
Right.
And then if he's also weird, he has 209 defense.
Wow.
This is doable. Fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, does poison do more to enemies than deep poison does?
I don't know.
Because I was looking at the wiki and it was kind of unclear about it because it says that poison does 2% per turn, but it does 10% per turn to enemies. So you take 2%, but on enemies they take 10. But then for deep poison, it just says that they take 4 with no extra information about enemies. So
That sounds about right to me, honestly. Like, I have had bad experiences with deep poison.
right, yeah, but then why would it do no extra damage? Because wouldn't that make it
Because
worse
this is a
than regular
well-programmed
poison?
game.
That would just make it worse than regular poison against enemies.
This game is like Pokemon RBY. You have to understand.
Okay.
It's like fucking focus energy doing nothing. Or quartering your crit rate.
Okay, right. Alright, well, in that case, I have nothing else to say about this Lisa segment. The most interesting part was definitely, like, WcMonalds and then the town. They felt like big story things. One of them literally being a story thing, and the other one just having some kind of big lore drops. And then the two map spots are just fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing to do on Garbage Island is get your 10 mags per minigame and recruit a bartender. That's it. I mean, there's a Joy Mutant there, but, like, he's not a special Joy Mutant. He's just Georgie. He's just a guy.
He's just a guy.
Yeah. Anything else you guys wanted to touch on?
I don't think so.
Not a lot, no.
Okay. Then, yeah, we're done, right?
Yeah. I'm honestly really
Alrighty.
happy with this episode. I really liked the way it went.
Yeah, me too. Alright, I will... What the fuck is the outro? Alright, well, yeah, thanks for joining us. We will be talking about Lisa again in, like, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
This is... It's probably... That episode is probably gonna go up, like, very soon after this one goes up, though, just because I have to get other episodes up.
Yeah.
Then let's see. Tomorrow we're recording the Crosscode segment where we do the dungeon, and then next week we're doing HP Moir again and Garden of Words. We're after this next segment we have like 2 more Garden of Words ones, right? And then we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because you said Lisa also has 2 more segments.
Yeah. Crosscode, we still have like a ways to go.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because Fiora gave us like surprisingly small chunks, considering the size of all the other stuff. But that's fine. I mean, some of these are going to be bigger. Is there any chance that I not that you guys need to have decided, but for Aaron and Robert, is there any chance that you guys already have like something in mind that you'd want to do after Crosscode or not Crosscode, after Garden of Words and Lisa respectively?
Yeah.
Oh, really? What is it?
No.
Oh dear.
Did you not actually have something in mind?
I did.
That's
Okay.
even
Or
stupider.
You said what?
I forgot. I'm kidding.
Then why would you say yes?
Probably a silent voice, the manga.
The what?
A silent voice, the manga version.
Oh, okay. I think I've heard of that. I think I know someone who's been reading that. I'm not sure.
The voices.
The voices. How about you, Aaron?
I might we might do Lisa the Joyful, which is just a sequel to Painful.
That makes sense. That would make sense to do.
But it's also very short. Like I think it will be done in like 2 to 3 segments.
Oh really?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I think I will extend the podcast for another year by picking Goodnight Poon Poon.
What the fuck is that?
It's like it's just a manga that's like 200 chapters long.
Oh,
I think I will
that's
extend the
fine.
podcast for another 15 minutes by picking Goodnight Moon.
Okay. You guys realize we're probably going to be going for over a year anyway. I don't think we're going to get through HP Moir that quickly.
Oh, bro, that's crazy.
It's 122 chapters. Next week, we'll be like a month and a half in, and we will have gotten through, what, 16 chapters? In a month and a half? Yeah, dude, this is...
I can take him on.
What? What did you say?
I could take him on.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right. Okay. Right. Anyway, well, I'm glad you guys have something in mind. Of course, if you don't like, or in the future, I guess I never really said that. If you don't have something in mind, don't feel like pressured to come up with something immediately. Like we'll just shift our focus to include more HPMOR or more of whatever we still have to finish. So I guess if you guys didn't have something in mind, we would just do more focus on HPMOR and crosscode until you guys had something else you wanted to do, and then we would just put that into the schedule. So don't worry about it.
Mhm.
No way. We're
Anyway.
doing HP more.
HP more.
HPOS.
Wow. This is me when I don't have an HP computer.
Right.
This is me when
Yeah.
I get hit by an attack.
Right.
HP more when I use the recovery item.
Right.
Right.
Thanks for listening. Bye bye.
We see the
See ya.
painful, we see the painful, we see the pain.